Hey everybody, welcome to the final installment on this build for the Monogram 148 scale F4 Phantom 2, the J model. Well, there it is. Man, this took a while. Normally I would have done the video already, but went on vacation, so yeah, I barely finished the kit on the day that I went on vacation, did the final touch-ups on it. But now yeah, it's done. There's two areas that I need to do though that I just remembered, which is painting the fins of the missiles here in the back, because I didn't know they were gonna be exposed. But I'll do that when I'm done with the video. So yeah, that'd be the only two excuse me, places that I need to paint. Just the fins here and on the other side. Other than that, it's done. Oh man, the decal placements. Ooh, that took a while. And I got the decals from DXM, but they're furball decals. But if you do get these decals, pay real close attention to the instructions because they're not accurate. Some of the decals are misnumbered. Some of them are omitted. So yeah, and a couple, not all, but maybe like 4 or 5 out of the whole 200 and some that come in the sheet wouldn't fit right. Well, not fit right, but attached to the kit, right? Some that would curl up, and if you try to uncurl them, they would just break off or not, or stretch out and disfigure themselves. So, but not all of them. Like I said, I only had issues with like 4 or 5 of them, and they were like really small ones. So yeah, not a big issue on that. But yeah, really pay close attention to the numbering system and the placement, because some areas were really hard to understand. It does come with 2 versions for the aircraft, so yeah. But anyways, let's get to it and show you exactly what all I did, if I can remember. I guess we can start from the front of the aircraft. Probably be the best bet. So, had a lot of hiccups during construction, mostly when I was painting, so yeah, but I guess that was a blessing in disguise, I guess. So, up front, the AOA probe. Let me see if I can get close up here. Yeah, you can see it right there. So that's right there. I replaced that with a pin needle, or just a small, really tiny pin. I think you use those on like railroading stuff, because they're really small. So I used that to replace that, because as I was painting beforehand, I kind of sanded the tip off by accident, and I really didn't want to leave it like that. So I just went ahead and took the risk of replacing it, and it came out even better than the original. So really happy about that. And it's metal, so I didn't even have to paint it, and it looks again more accurate, a bit more sharp, crisp detail. So I replaced that. Coming up in the cockpit area, oh, that's where I did a lot of stuff. So let me see how I can show you without focusing too much or zooming in on the camera here. I guess I can do it like that and see how close I can get. Alright, so these rearview mirrors, they're from Fimals sets. You get the nav lights for the S model. There we go. Let me see if I can actually get the box out so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so that'll be this set. And let me see if I can zoom out. There we go. Okay, so that's it. And they do have it in 1/72 scale too. But yeah, so I think it comes with like how many? I can't remember. I'm trying to look at the box and see if it says here, but it's all in Japanese. But anyways, there's the sprue for it. And oh yeah, well there you go. It came with 4 trees. So 4 times this one, and I still got extras for that for other aircraft. I didn't realize it had the rear view mirror for the pilot for the back, but I had it scratch built my own before that. Actually, probably before I even ordered those parts, and so I did that, and that'll be right there. Scratch built that one, and the interior is scratch built. Let's see if I can get the camera out of this. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Let me see if I can show you there. Okay, so the frame inside the frame for the canopy, I scratch built those. That way I could attach the actuator rod that goes to the airframe, so you know the cockpit goes up and down. Did some wires there that you can see on most reference photos. It's a bit thick and out of scale, but you know it does the job. So happy the way that came out. Scratch built a lot of the cables that go into the back of the instrument panels, and a few back here. Now keep in mind this is a Monogram kit, so it's already nicely detailed, mostly on the instrument panels, but the back I had to scratch build myself. The seats, I just used the stock seats and just painted them as best I could and highlighted some of the details. So I think they came out pretty good. Oh yeah, while I'm here, I did the probes on the intakes. I don't know if it's gonna focus on there, but you can kind of see them right there on both sides. Hold on a second. There you can kind of see it right there on the left side. So did those scratch build. Scratch built the veins here between the airframe of the aircraft and the intake opening, as a kit didn't have those. So just looked at some reference photos to kind of guesstimate the location of those. For the head-up display, I used some of the photo etch parts from Hasegawa for a Hasegawa kit, but it was pretty plain. But yeah, I already glued it and said whatever. So I attached the HUD glass, but I glued some of those illuminescent sheets on it with some white Elmer's glue, or not Elmer's glue, but the Decal solvent. I don't think I have it on here, but it's from Revell. But I guess it didn't dry out quite well. There we go. So of course that dry spot was left on there, which kind of sad about that. But I don't want to go through all the trouble of taking this off and trying to fix it, so I just left it as is. It'll bug me for the rest of my life. Did a bunch of scratch build details also on the side consoles. Sorry for my camera movement. I'm trying to get this squared away here. Let me see how close I can get without getting it all blurry. So I did some of the panels here, some of the handles, I'm sorry, for the landing gear retraction, emergency systems, stuff like that. So happy the way that came out. And let me see if I can get a better shot. There you can kind of see it. Redid the caution grid there to make it more accurate to the J model. Well, of course, you can't see it from here. Of course, for the J model, that instrument area on the side is not accurate. But when I found out what the J model consisted of as far as instruments, I was too far gone, so I didn't want to mess with that. So I just left it as is. You can see more details for the connectors, cables, and whatnot. I should have waited to install this, but I know next time, because this kept breaking off. So that's just scratch built with some stretch sprue, painted, and then formed to shape and glued. So you really can't really tell the difference. So I'm happy about that. There you go. And same thing with the front one of those. Let me see if I can show you the other side. There we go. Redid the throttle grip there. And I did that one too, but I realized that one doesn't have one for the co-pilot, so I took it out. Trying to be as accurate as I could with the rear instrument panel. I did add the joystick there for their radar stuff, as it should have one there. But again, like I said, the side console, I just left it. And yeah, it's a bunch of details there that I really can't show you because I don't have a macro camera. And if I get closer, it's just going to be all grainy and blurry. So I'll dispense with that. Used more of the photo etch for the locking mechanism for the canopy to the airframe. So you can see there, this area there. Use some of the framing for that. What else can I show you from here? The rear canopy also. The inner frame scratch built that, just the rear part. So again, I could attach the actuator arm and have the canopy displayed in the open position. I mean, you still could, but of course, there's no detail in it provided for the Monogram kit. So yeah. And let's see, moving along. I did scratch built the antennas here, since this is what the J model has on. Not really sure what they're for, so I'm not even gonna pretend to know and tell you. Did rescribe most of the panel lines here on the sides and on the top, but you can still see some of them that are still raised along with their riveting, but most of the ones on top, you can't really tell, along with those axis hatches, the round ones. Scratch built, rescribed all those. You can see here, I rescribed that one. I didn't do all of them because some of them have a lot of complex shapes, so didn't want to ruin that. Did the ones for the flaps. Did reposition these and try to make it better, but that was really Just a waste of time. I should have just left it as the kit came with him. But almost messed him up. Because I did fill that out. So, but anyways, that was could have gone better, but at least I didn't ruin the plane with those. Oops, hold on a second. Let me get my pointer. Down here. Oh, I need to paint these. I cut these off and made some clear position lights with a clear sprue. Oh, what the hell? I just noticed that on this side, one of them fell off. Oh. Well, that sucks. Guess I have to redo that too now. Wow. That's nice. Fantastic. Anyways, let me move on before. On the back here, I cut this off, the tip of the fin, and redid it with a thin piece of plow plate so I can, have the air intakes here on each side and have it more accurate. I mean, you can't really see it, but I know it's there, so that's another improvement I made. Same thing with the anti-collision light here. Cut it out, put some clear sprue from a Gundam kit, clear colored one, and then just painted it red because it was like a pinkish color. These, removed those and used whatchamacallit? The syringe needles, ones with the hollow tips but not pointed, you can't use it for hospital stuff. So anyways, yeah, use those, use two of these, one smaller than the other to make it more accurate for the torpedo tube, and replace those so now they're more stable and harder to break off. I do know that I mispainted the tip of the stabilizers, but again, painting these was a pain in the butt because the paint kept peeling off. So I didn't want to mess this up again, so I just left it like that. Excuse me. Oh, I guess it's better on this side. So as you can see, I repositioned the stabilizer on the back and opened up the parachute drag chute opening here. So that was challenging, but it was fun for me to do. Now it's more detail on the aircraft. Of course, there's no shooting there, but yeah. Just did the inside with some epoxy, and then just used a piece of wood like this just to kind of shape it, push it into shape, and then painted it. Oh, come on. Stop being blurry on me. There we go. And then I used a piece of plow plate to do the edge and then drill it out. Same thing on the back with this one. Let me see if I can get it. And yeah, that's not gonna happen. Camera doesn't want to zoom on there. But yeah, I did that. The fuel jettison pipe or exhaust, whatever you want to call it, broke off. We're doing construction, and of course I couldn't find it, so I just removed this whole area and scratch built a new one. For the tip, I used just a piece of aluminum can and cut it to shape. So now it's even hollow too, so a little bit more accurate. Over down here, I also added, which I'm guessing is a manual brake chute housing opening handle and the oil drain line there. Let me see how can I tip this over, flip it over. Well, I guess I'll just use my hand. The bottom here, I also tried to be more accurate with a resting hook. So open that up, and yeah, I forgot to put a piece that goes in there. Did scrape off the separation line between the resting hook and the body of the airframe as it comes molded in place, just to have it look a little more accurate. Yeah, because I didn't really want to use just a wash on there. Excuse me. For the air brakes, the actuators were molded into the bottom of the wing, so I cut that little area off, covered it with a plot plate, and used some electrical pins for the actuators, which look really accurate, so that worked out for me. Now they're in the display position open, so that's another thing I did there. Let's see. Oh yeah, for the up front here, you can see I opened up that grill air vent, and the same thing goes for the front here. And just use some small pieces of plastic to use to form the veins in there. Use some scratch building in the main wheel well, as well as some photo etch too. So there's that. Use some aftermarket decals for the sparrows, so they wouldn't just be white and boring. And I think that's it for the bottom. Oh yeah, let me see if I can get the, yeah, so there's a housing for the parachute. Did that on there too. Okay, so there's two things I gotta finish doing. Well, three things. But yeah, otherwise it's done. Didn't really have too many issues, and the issues that I had, most were during painting. But luckily the kit was molded in black, and of course the painting is also black, so pretty forgiving with the mistakes, I guess. So can't really tell unless I showed you. The kit went around, came together pretty good. Hardly had any issues with filling in gaps and stuff, so that was a plus. And yeah, just a little research for the kit, because I think Monogram made all their F4s as the B or D versions. I can't remember exactly, but yeah. So if you want to do a J model or an N or whatever, you do have to do a little bit of research to make corrections. This kit did come with some those antennas that go here on the side. I know, what is it? I think the N version has them, but they're really small, and that's one problem I had because I didn't follow through on my reference research. So I did attach them after cutting them to the correct size. But being that I was doing this version, this particular aircraft didn't have those, so I had to take them off again. But that ruined the paint job, and trying to correct it was a pain in the butt. Still had issues. You can probably still see them there. Yeah, so that kind of bums me out. And the size that they came in is for the, I can't remember, but I'm thinking it was for the S model Phantom. So they were the longer ones. And the one that I installed were for the short one, but the actual kit I was building didn't really have them. So yeah, pain in the butt. But it's done. On to the next model. So there you have it. It's done. I didn't put the sidewinders or the external fuel tank because I think this particular kit didn't use them. Sidewinders, I think it did, but I'm missing one from this kit. Again, probably when I had my accident, one of them flew out somewhere. So I only have 3. And I looked through all my kits and I don't have this particular version, so I think this is like the early sidewinders. So I just left them out. Yeah. Well, I hope you still like the kit despite its discrepancies. And again, thank you all for watching and following up on this extremely slow build. But it's finally done. I will use my turntable to kind of give it a little quick in the video display, but it's being used by another model and I really don't want to empty out my display case just to get it. So yeah, the best I can do is this. I think that'll work. So there's the overall view of the kit. Despite all the issues I had, I still think it came out pretty good. Oh yeah, I did hollow out the intakes just because I'd rather paint it through and not have that trying to paint that piece of plastic white or black. So I just said I'll just open them up. It's not gonna matter. I mean, you can barely see the inside other than that opening in the back from the nozzle. Yeah. Oh yeah, before I forget, I also kind of drilled out the nav lights here in front and colored them the appropriate color, and then just sealed them with some future floor cleaner, the clear stuff for canopies that most of us use. Can't really tell right now, but it's there. Let's see. Yeah, camera's not gonna want to focus. Yeah, so that's it. I'll see if I can add some photos at the end of this video. If not, like I said again, thanks for watching. Sorry about my voice, but I guess I'm getting sick. I don't know. All right. Bye-bye.